you are only as much as a failure as you say that you are. You will only achieve as much as you believe that you can. Just because you believe that your limit in yourself, make a decent income, like 30k per year or something, or 40k per year, live in like a 3-bedroom house, and live like a middle-aged normal life. If just because you believe that's your limit, that's your limit, that's not anybody else's. Just because you believe that doesn't mean that that's be all end all. So you would see someone be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and in your head you're just like, that's absolutely impossible, like absolutely no. But I need you guys to remember that the same power that God used to create us is within us. So we can create whatever we want, but because we've been programmed to believe that, oh no, you can't do this, and this is impossible, like we've all created our limiting beliefs in ourselves. And you know what, like some of the limiting beliefs are really hard to get out. But then again, me saying that is even just my own limiting belief. To you, limiting beliefs can be so easy to get rid of, and you could just be like, my limiting beliefs are gone, and your limiting beliefs are gone. But like I'm saying, you set your own limits, basically. You set your own potential. So I don't want to hear any of y'all being like, oh, this set me back, this set me back. One thing I'm so proud of myself is that I used to battle, like the whole 2021 era, July, I was struggling with negative thoughts so much. Like literally, they had to be some type of spirit, like dark spirit within me that just like clouded my brain, and I was just thinking the most craziest negative things in my mind. Like they were suicidal, they were like thoughts about self-harm. Like guys, I'm being real, it was bad. And I would be in my room. I remember there was this one time I was in my bed and I was literally scratching my hand, or was biting my hand so hard just to stop these thoughts, because I just couldn't. And the thing is, the reason why I was so like annoyed at myself is because I was having these thoughts and I was also like fighting these thoughts at the same time. So it was like, Mariam, you're this and this and that, and I would also be shaming myself having these thoughts as well. So I was actually having an inner battle in my head, and it was just all so much. And ever since then, I just wanted to like be able to control my thoughts, because I wouldn't want to wish that type of mindset, that type of mind frame on my worst enemy. Like having those negative thoughts where like you just like the only thing you can do to stop it is either harming yourself or doing drugs or drinking alcohol. Like that's the only way to numb your, like I wouldn't wish that type of state on my worst enemy. And I'm so glad it's been like what, nearly 3 years since then, and I have never spiraled as much as I ever did back then. I have never ever, I'm trying to put my ears back in. And that's because I've learned to control my negative thoughts. One book that I read that really helped with like being in the present moment, because guys, just know you have no problems in the present moment. Like let's just be in the present moment right now. You have no problems. All your problems that you have right now are either in the past or in the future. So the problem that you have that, oh, I need to pay off this debt, or oh, my ex broke up with me, that was the past. The fact that you have to pay your debt is in the future. But right now in the present moment, you have no problems. And I'm not saying that you should be ignorant and just like not pay your debt and but like we make things like our reality so much more worse in our head. Like our perception of reality in our head is messed up. We don't see life for what it actually is. We just see life for whatever is easier for us to see it as. So if it's easier for you to see life negative, you can see life negative. And the majority of us, it's easier for us to see life negative because we've been programmed to see life negative. They don't want you to be thinking positive, because your potential, if you think positive and believe in yourself, is unstoppable. You can do whatever you want. So they try and, make you vibrate on the lowest frequency. You have the negative thoughts, which is in everything that we have: the food, the air, the tree, no, I'm joking, the food, the shows, the media, the music, it's in everything. And I'm not one of these people to say that, we must like I'm saying that, the media is bad and like social media is bad and government news is bad. I'm conscious aware that the fact that, oh, I'm being influenced by the internet, I'm being influenced by the food, so that can explain why I am the way in some ways. So like, I know like a lot of people like know about these things, and like it's kind of hard for them to stop it. Like with me, especially the food, like I really want to like stop eating junk food and etc etc, but even though I do like, you know, indulge and eat the food sometimes, I know the risk I'm basically taking. I'm not saying that it makes it any better, but like at least you knowing that something is damaging to you is better than you just doing something damaging to you and not knowing that it's damaging for you, I guess. I mean, that's the same for drugs, isn't it? People take drugs knowing that it's bad for them, but YOLO. Man, I don't know. What do you guys think about it? This is honestly just a conversation between us two. I didn't write no script for this video, nothing. I don't even have a title plan. This is just me and you talking. I don't know if I'm going to upload this, but this is us just having a conversation. But I just want to quickly touch upon potential. So going back to the fact that you are like, you can only be as great as you let yourself be. Ooh. I made this analogy like literally like 10 minutes ago that basically life is like running a race, right? Like obviously you constantly live and constantly breathing, you know, just you being alive, you're always constantly running in this race. Not saying that like it's a race that you have to win, or it's a race that just ties you out. Just, you know, life is just like a slight jog, you know, you're just always moving along in a journey. Cool. Negative things may happen to you, traumatic things may happen to you, people may say things to you, and it can push you back to the finish line. It can push you back by 1 meter, 2 meters. It can even, in fact, push you all the way back to where you started at the beginning line. But these things that push you back do not stop you from continue running the race. This traumatic thing that happened to you, it may take you back to the finish line, but it's not like, no, you can't run anymore. You must stay here. The only way you can go is back. No. Their things may push you back, but you decide whether you either want to stay there, keep going, or run back to the place where you were, where it's negative, you know? Or you to stay stagnant where you are and be like, oh, I'm too scared to run forward because I'm scared someone's going to push me back again to the finish line. I mean, to the start line. I'm too scared, so I'm going to stay here. Or you become worse and you're like, you know what? The start line is my fullest potential. So you let your start line be your happy state. I'm trying to think about this in like a chart. So imagine you have like a chart, like a XY graph, and then you have the negative here and the positive here. So your potential is literally 0, because you're scared that if you go up past 0, that you'll get pushed back down to 0. So you make your potential 0, and you're constantly living on the negative side. You're all like -1, -2, that's all you're living at. And the happiest you can ever be is 0, because you're too scared to go to the positive, to 1, to 2, to 3, to all the way up to infinity. So these things can push you back to 0 and even push you below 0, but you decide whether you want to go back up and go, you know, up. And the thing is, yeah, in all these things, they all have like a multiplier effect. So the more like negative you go down, like it just keeps progressively getting more negative, and like it's harder for you to get back up to the positive. It's easy to become more negative. The strongest of people are the people who fight and become the positive. And the thing is, you having a positive mindset, having a positive outlook on life becomes a positive multiplier, and then your quality of life just keeps going up and up and up. I don't know if this like makes sense, but like back to like the running analogy, but you get pushed back to the start line, right? And you're like, no, I'm going to continue running. I don't care. The more you persist, the more you keep running, the more you have the desire to keep running. Things may push you back, and it may push you back to the start line 5 times, 10 times, whatever, right? But you run this race. You get to 500 meters. You get to 1,000 meters. You get to a kilometer. You get to 2 kilometers. Okay, y'all, I'm back with another banging video. Welcome back to the Mariam fam. Anyways, guys, I don't know if I just confused all of you with that analogy, but basically, if you keep persisting and you keep running in your race, eventually you'll get to the point where the things that used to push you all the way back to the finish line, if you keep persisting, if you keep running, eventually those things won't even like push you back at all. In fact, they'll even accelerate you to do harder. So imagine all this hate that you used to get and that used to make you feel so sad make you go back to the beginning of the finish line. Sorry guys, I keep saying finish line, I mean start line. Will just accelerate you to even push harder and work harder to prove all these people wrong. Not that like you have to like, the whole entire purpose of you working hard and do what you want to do is to like prove other people wrong and like but like the fact that you're using that as your motivation, like you still get it done regardless. By the end of the day, that shouldn't be your end goal, because you just keep like persistently trying to impress people and try and prove people wrong, but like the only person you really have to really impress is yourself. Like everything is all linked back to self. Like all these videos that I teach, I mean some hand movements really add to my anyways, all these videos where I talk about like, oh, improving your life and like do this, do that, like all of the answers are not in some self-help book, they're not in some da-da-da. To be honest, you can learn everything that these self-help books teach you just by looking within. All the answers are within yourself. And like you're thinking that these answers came from this big old handy book that like the divine made or whatever. But like all these books that you're reading, all these podcasts you listen to, all these videos that you're watching, they all come from people who went within themselves, found all these things, and they're telling you about their experiences, their truth, their life. Yes, they could have found it through a book. Yes, they could have found it through but we're all just constantly bouncing off each other's knowledge that we have learnt from going within and going within ourselves. And if you see any self-improvement creator, any spirituality creator, just like paraphrasing like other people's message, like you can tell that either they're just doing it for money, or they're not going within. They're literally not practicing what they preach. They're just so like, oh, self-improvement is really popping off lately, I want to make money, so I'm just going to watch like a bunch of Hamza videos and literally just copy his whole entire brand. Not because I'm passionate about it, not because I actually care about self-improvement, because I care about actually helping people. I just want to make money. And you can really tell about these people. Like me personally, like catch me in the shower, I am just talking to myself about life. And I was like, what's the point of me just talking? I have this YouTube channel where I'm posting vlogs I don't really care about, you know, like I don't think people really care about what's going on in my life. Why don't I just post it on YouTube? What's the worst that could actually happen? Like people from my school can see it. Even from my school, hey. But people from my school can see it, but like, who gives a damn? You know, I'm so scared to tell people in my school that I have this channel. Mostly because like when you have like a mindset like this, like people can be real negative. People can be real negative, and they don't get it. Like they're just not on your wavelength, they're not on your vibration, so obviously they're not gonna get it. These people that are hating on you, bro, their vibration is like 10 times more lower than you, and you're gonna listen to these people so they can bring you down to their stinking vibration. Like, hello, that's what we not finna do. But back to like negative thoughts and stuff. But like how I overcame, I think that's what you guys really want to know, how I overcame all those negative thoughts and all this negative thinking was literally, I used to, you know, be really harsh on myself. So I'd be like a therapist, but I'd be like a Billy. I would literally be like, Mariam, what the heck are you gonna get out of like spiraling? Like, you just want comfort in your negative thoughts. You're saying, no, oh, I'm a victim, everything bad happens to me. Mariam, no one is actually come to save you. Nobody is gonna come and pick you up in their little princess car and take you away and to paradise. You just sit in your negative thoughts that, oh, the world hates me, I'm such a victim. It's not, first of all, it's not gonna get anything done. Second of all, doesn't really, like, the only thing that it brings is comfort. And you know what? You never grow where you are comfortable. You never grow where you are comfortable. Yes, it's all like it's all okay. And this is all like a personal thing. And if you can relate with it, you can relate with it. Like, I'm not saying that if you have depression or you had like an actual general like mental brain imbalance and like you're actually like you can't physically get yourself up. I'm talking about that if you were like me and you're like me, you have the same mindset as me and you can do this to yourself, cool, and you're just like, you're mentally okay to be able to do this, but still like, no, like it's hard for me to say because I've never been through like depression or like having a deep mental illness, but like just try as hard as you can. Like, the only thing I can tell you is to try. And the thing is, one thing I can tell you is that you are greater, you are better, you are more powerful than whatever's holding you back. Whether you have depression, you have anxiety, whether you have trauma, you are stronger than whatever happens to you. Because should I tell you why I'm stronger? Because you are still living to this day. If that thing was stronger than you, it would have killed you. You wouldn't be here. The fact that you're still living, the fact that you're still breathing, the fact that your body's still keeping you here, you are stronger than it. So just like let that be a reminder that this thing that's holding you back is not the puppet master. You're the puppet master controlling it, and you can be like, sit down, you little, I'll show you what to do. Anyways, like I was saying, I forgot what I was saying now. Oh my god, I actually forgot what I was saying. See, this is why I keep scripts, because I'll forget what I'm saying. Gosh, hold on, wait. Oh, how I overcame my negative thoughts. Yeah, I tell myself, and I'd be like, Mariam, you're literally gonna get nothing out of thinking negatively. And then I'll like come back to, you know, actual Mariam, not like therapist Mariam. I'd be like, oh, wait, me thinking about this negatively is never gonna help me. So that first of all helps me stop. And even if I keep spiraling, right, and it just keeps going, no matter how hard I try to stop it, I'm like, Mariam, stop thinking negatively, it's not gonna help. I normally try to do something to distract myself. And I don't mean like doing naughty things. I mean like literally just like distracting myself with a task. Like I'll start cleaning my room, or I'll start listening to a podcast, or I'll start like washing the dishes, and before I know it, I've stopped spiraling because I stopped entertaining it. Because I stopped entertaining the thoughts quiet down. Like your negative thoughts are literally just like a baby who just wants attention. The more attention you give it, the more like whiny they become, the more louder they become. Bro, when you don't give your negative thoughts attention, they will die down because they see that you're not giving them attention anymore. They move on to the next. And remember that you are not your thoughts, and you are the observer of your thoughts. You are not what you think. And oh, this is what I was thinking about in the shower, basically. I literally just had a shower, which is why I'm so shiny. But basically, when you have negative thoughts and you're in a state of anger, fear, upset, disgust, whatever, any negative emotion, and you are affirming things like, oh, I hate my life, this person is so mean to me, first of all, you're in that state, right? The thing is, it doesn't matter what you're saying. The thing that really matters is the state that you're in. And I've learned this through like even manifestation as well, that like I can mindlessly affirm I'm a millionaire, and me personally, that like me just affirming with no emotion, no conviction, no states doesn't really do anything, because I can literally affirm that the sky is gonna fall down 1,000,000 times. The sky is not gonna freaking fall down without me having conviction, without me actually like saying it from a state. Not that I have to believe it. Just because like I can literally be like, I'm a millionaire, it doesn't mean I believe that I'm a millionaire, but I have to be in a state where I have to put myself in the state that I would be if I was a millionaire, which is a state of abundance. I can literally just like imagine it in my brain. And the thing is, your imagination is so powerful, because your imagination doesn't know the difference between real and like reality. You know, when you think about something in your body, like let's say you're thinking about like a arousing like scene. Not like that type of arousing. I mean like arousing, like let's say you think about, oh, like your best friend just got stabbed, or you got stabbed, and someone just got shot, or you're imagining yourself that your family's gonna get shot, right? Your body, man, it instantly starts like, your heart starts pumping faster. You know, you start like breathing heavily. Your body starts preparing for flight or fight mode, even though you're not actually in the situation where your parents are getting shot, but because it's happening in your head, your body thinks it's actually happening. So, oh my god, I'm actually spitting everywhere. Anyways, so because your body believes that you're actually in this like you're in the scene in your head, you start getting the feeling of it. Okay, back to negative thoughts. When you're having the negative thoughts and you're imagining negative things in your mind, you imagine having arguments with your parents, you're imagining getting bad test results, your body starts preparing itself for these things to happen. And when it starts preparing these things to happen, it starts manifesting them. Because you're taking it from a state of fear, sadness, disgust, you will start to manifest you feeling the same state again. That took me literally so long to say. That's literally all I needed to say. But you're in a state of anger. You're saying, oh, this really pisses me off. She's so annoying. I hate her. You're saying this from a state of anger. That's the key point. From a state of anger. You're saying this from a state of anger. You will manifest things in your world that will continue to give you that same state of anger. Oh. You need to try to remove yourself from that state as quick as possible. Get yourself out of that state. even if you are in that state, you're feeling that emotion and you're actually like angry, at least try and stop yourself from having the thoughts with so much conviction. Like, I'm not saying that you should become unfeeling or not have emotions, but like, okay, I know obviously you're not gonna like start meditating and be like, oh, I'm angry, but I'm gonna sit here and meditate. Obviously it's not that easy, but you know what, don't identify with your thoughts. Do not identify with your thoughts. Remember, you're the observer. You're not your thoughts. So you can have these thoughts, yeah, in the state of anger, but do not identify with them. Let them come and let them go. Let them come and let them go. Just watch these thoughts like clouds in the sky. Guys, also disclaimer, like anything I say in this video, like, I am not a therapist. I am not a anything. I'm just a gal. I just learned some stuff over the years. I'm just telling you guys what I've learned. I just feel like talking today. I feel like talking. I promise you guys I haven't done anything. But I forgot what I was saying now. BRB. I told them why I keep forgetting. What was I actually saying? Ugh. Yeah. So try and get yourself out of that state as fast as possible. So the way you can do this, like, first of all, meditation is just so amazing. Meditate. And even if you don't want to meditate, do things that will put you in a meditative state. So, you know what? You guys don't realize it, but when you like listen to music, you're in a meditative state. Anything that just brings you into the present moment is like a meditative state. So you dancing can be a meditation. You singing, listening to music, because anything that brings you to the present moment. Meditation is all about observing your thoughts, being in the present moment, right? And maybe when you're listening to music, you're not really like in the present moment. I mean, observing your thoughts, but you're in the present moment. When you just sit down and be like, you're focusing on, that's actually really like peaceful. I actually recommend you guys do that. Like, you focus on the feeling of the humming in your mouth, and you focus on the sound of the humming. Guys, you know that sound is like the natural vibration of the earth. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I've heard it somewhere. It's like that's like the natural vibration. Like in silence, like that's, you can hear it in the background, like that's pretty cool. I've spat everywhere on this desk, guys. But yeah, meditation. Also read The Power of Now. That really helps with like negative thoughts. You know what? Let me pull up a book right now. Open the page until a random page I highlighted and read it to you guys. This is The Power of Now book. I got this like 2 years ago. I got it in September 2021. You know, after that whole after that whole entire finasco, when I went on like a like depressive era. Like, that was my emo phase. And I think that it was a joke. It wasn't a joke at the time, but I had to sort myself out, which is why I got this. I'm just gonna close my eyes and just let Divine tell me when to stop. Okay, here we go. Let me read this. I'm gonna just read this whole page. Okay, bedtime, story time. Get wrapped up in your bed. Put your bed light on. It's story time with Mariam. We're gonna read, and after I finish reading, I'm gonna end this video because I've been talking for way too long. So this is about accessing the power of now, and I might just read this whole entire like segment bit, and then I'll go. So I'm just gonna read all of this. If you want to listen, yeah, well. A moment ago, when you talked about the eternal present and the unreality of the past and future, I found myself looking at that tree outside the window. I had looked at it a few times before, but this time it was different. The external perception had not changed much, except that the colours now seemed more brighter and more vibrant. But there was now an added dimension to it. This is hard to explain. I don't know how, but I was aware of something invisible that I felt that was the essence of the tree, its inner spirit, if you like. And somehow I was a part of that. I realized now that I hadn't really seen the tree before, just a flat and dead image of it. When I look at the tree now, some of its awareness is still present, but I feel it slipping away. You see, the experience is already receding into the past. Can something like this ever be more than a fleeting glimpse? And the answer is, you were free of time for a moment, moved into the now, and therefore perceived the tree without the screen of mind. The awareness of being became part of your perception. With the timeless dimension comes a different kind of knowing. One does not kill the spirit that lives within every creature and everything, and knowing that does not destroy the sacredness and mystery of life, but contains a deep love and reverence for all that is, knowing of which the mind knows nothing. The mind cannot know the tree. It can only know facts or information about the tree. My mind cannot know you, only label judgments, facts, and opinions about you. Being alone knows directly. There is a place for the mind and mind knowledge. It is a practical realm of day-to-day living. However, when it takes over all aspects of your life, including relationships with other human beings and with nature, it becomes a monstrous parasite that, unchecked, may well end up killing all life on the planet, and finally itself by killing its host. You have had a glimpse of how the timeless can transform your perceptions, but an experience is not enough. No matter how beautiful or profound, what is needed and what is concerned with permanent shift is consciousness. So break the old pattern of present moment denial and present moment resistance. Make it your practice to withdraw your attention from the past and the future whenever they are not needed. Step out of time dimension as much as possible in everyday life. If you find it hard to enter the now directly, start by observing the habitual tendency of your mind. If you want to escape from the now, you'll observe that the future is usually imagined as either better or worse than the present. Guys, you will observe that the future is usually imagined as better or worse than in the present. If the imagined future is better, it gives you hope or pleasurable anticipation. If worse, it creates anxiety. Both are illusionary. Through self-observation, more presence comes into your life automatically. The moment you realize you are not present, you are present. The moment you realize you're not present, you are present, guys. Whenever you are able to observe your mind, you are no longer trapped in it. Another factor comes in, something that's not to do with the mind, the witness and presence. Be present as the watcher of your mind, of your thoughts and emotions, as well as your reactions to various situations. Be at least interested in your reactions, as in the situation or person that causes you to react. Notice also how often your attention is in the past or future. Do not judge or analyze what you observe. And that's what I was doing. I kept judging my thoughts, and I just kept making it worse and worse and worse and worse. Watch the thoughts, feel the emotion, observe the reaction. Don't make a personal problem out of them. Don't make a personal problem out of them. You will then feel something more powerful than any of those things that you'll deserve. The still observant presence itself behind the content of your mind, the silent watcher. And I'll quickly say this part. Intense presence is needed when certain situations trigger a reaction with a strong emotional charge, such as when your self-image is threatened. Challenge comes into your life that triggers fear, things go wrong, or an emotional complex from the past is brought up. In these instances, the tendency is for you to become unconscious. The reaction or emotion takes over. You become it. You act it out. You justify it, make it wrong, attack, defend, except that isn't you. It is the reactive pattern, the mind in its habitual survival mode. Identification with the mind gives it more energy. Observation of the mind withdraws energy from it. Identification with the mind creates more time. Observation of the mind opens up the dimension of the timeless. The energy that is withdrawn from the mind turns into the presence. Sorry guys, I wasn't really present when I'm reading that. Once you can feel what it means to be present, it becomes much easier to simply choose to step out of the time dimension whenever time is not needed for practical purposes and move more deeply into the now. This does not impair your ability to use time, past or future, when you need to refer to it for practical matters. Nor does it impair the ability to use your mind. In fact, it enhances it. When you do use your mind, it will be more sharper, more focused. If you needed to go over that 5 more times, 10 more times, let me know. But this book, guys, is where it's at. I've just been talking to you guys for so long, and I'm so sorry if I've bored your mind out. But I love you guys, honestly, so much. and I honestly just wish all the best for you guys. I just want you guys to not be where I was and even become better than me. You know, I'd be so happy if one of you guys become more successful from me, by me, like that. Anyways, I'll just see you guys in my next video. Please you don't have to like, comment, subscribe, but like I'd really enjoy it if you would. But I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't know when it will be, but it should be soon. Love you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye.